Welcome back. Disgruntled ANC employees are not backing down on demanding their salaries. They're expected to protest outside St. George Hotel in Pretoria, where the party's national executive is meeting. The group is demanding that 3 months of salaries be paid immediately. They also want their deductions paid to the UIF and SARS. Reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is tracking this story for us and joins us live now. Pule, can you tell us, we know the ANC has been struggling financially. Is there any likelihood of them being in a position to be able to meet these demands?
Well, Annalie, thank you very much. And there seems as though there might just be a breakthrough here. We were addressed by, of course, a senior member of the ANC, Nomvula Mkwanyan, who just said that they will be having a meeting on Tuesday regarding this matter as deliberated by the NWC this morning. But to give us just more clarity, I'm joined once again by Pule Mabe, who's going to give us a bit of details as to what's happening. So earlier we spoke, Mr. Mabe, but now we've been addressed by Nomvula Mkwanyan. Hopefully there seems to be some sort of a breakthrough in this matter.
Well, of course, there is some progress. You would recall that when we spoke to yourselves earlier, we indicated that we will put this matter on the top of the agenda of the National Working Committee. We did so. We have had interaction with the Treasurer General. He has given us the necessary assurance, which will be shared with the staff representatives. There will be a subsequent meeting with those representing staff on Tuesday. Again, to just really thresh out the details of that surety.
Just a quick one. There's also been the concerns raised as to what's new this time around. These meetings have been held, but what's new? How do we then take this matter forward?
The fact that we're going to be communicating that assurance with them, and we're doing so with a level of conviction, because we have had to make sure that we solicit that kind of certainty ourselves. Because while we are members of the National Executive Committee, we too are affected by what is ongoing. We are workers of the ANC. We draw our salaries from the organization. When payments are not being made, the same pressures that staff members go through are the very ones that we too get to be subjected to. So with the work we have done and the responses we have received, we are confident that we will be able to find each other with our fellow workers on this one.
So just a quick one, let's be clear. So on Tuesday we'll have direction as to what happens next.
Yeah, those that need direction is not the media, is those that work for the ANC. So those are going to really be given the information. They, not yourselves. You don't work for the ANC. So you work for eNCA. Surely you get your salary month end. I don't know when they pay. These ones that work for us as well they will also be told on when payments are going to be made.
Mr. Mabe, thank you very much.
No, thanks.
All right, Annalie, Pule Mabe once again there. But let me just show you something quickly. This is what we understand is that this is where there's been a quick meeting taking place here between the staff representatives and, of course, some of the NEC members. As you can see, they are actually having a meeting and they're trying to find each other as to how can this be taken forward. This is, of course, between the NEC members and of course the staff representatives. We're being told that it's a private meeting by the spokesperson of the party, but like you've said, Pule Mabe said they will be meeting on Tuesday and they will be taking this matter forward that has been persisting for months, and about 3 months of a pay that has been paid by the pay to the staffers, and about 3 years of a back pay that also hasn't been paid to the staffers. So it's quite a pressing matter that they hopefully think that will be resolved by Tuesday. But some of the concerns that have been raised is to what is new here? I mean, we've met the Treasurer General of the party, Paul Mashatile, so many times. We've been promised that it will be a weekly end to this, but nothing has been resolved. It's now heading for 3 months, over 3 months. What new is there that will be coming out from that meeting? So from Tuesday we'll be tracking the meeting and hopefully we will be getting answers as to what can be resolved.
Pule Mabe telling us there that they'll see on Tuesday if they can can find each other, not giving us a lot of information to work with there. But can you tell us a little bit about the mood amongst some of those ANC staff who are protesting today? As you've explained there and set the scene, this has been ongoing for months. Do they seem to be getting more and more agitated, or is this something that they have seemingly reconciled themselves to being a rather long, drawn-out battle?
Well, definitely, this is an issue that has been affecting them. I mean, I spoke to one of the staffers who said that they couldn't pay their children's salary. School fees. She showed me an SMS where a school was demanding that school fees be paid by the 10th of December. Earlier on, talk about how their staff is about to go into festive season, and they will be they will be going to festive season without having been paid yet, which could be quite concerning, and that they're hoping that the national leadership of the party can come to the table and try and resolve this matter. Now, the mood is quite bad. The staff morale is quite bad. We're talking, a group of staffers have been impacted. We've been following this issue since around early this year, and we had also spoken to Phoebe Potgieter, the general manager of the ANC, who had said that they were looking at this matter on an issue-to-issue basis, and they were hoping some of the staffers could be paid by then, but that has not been the case. I mean, if you can see some of these banners which say the worst ANC leadership we ever have in staff. So it goes on to show how they have been aggrieved by this matter, and they are quite adamant that there's been several meetings that have been had, but there hasn't been any way forward as to how they can resolve this issue. Now, the likes of ANC alliance partners such as SACP have also now come to a table to try and see how they can resolve this matter. Some of the staffers have now gone to Nahau to try and ensure that they can have that pressure to challenge the mother body, of course, being the ANC. So this is a matter that's been impacting the staffers for quite some time, and they have vowed to actually continue picketing outside some of these most crucial meetings, such as the NEC meeting taking place today. In fact, what we understand is that Nomvula Mkonyane said for the first time the NWC had to table this matter, saying that they will be receiving a report as to how this can be issued. Now, that begs to differ as to, was this being a matter that had been neglected by the national leadership for quite some time? Did it have to actually come to this end, which is about 3 months of a period where staffers have not been paid? So it's an issue, a pressing matter that's been impacting their livelihoods, and definitely they are upset with the disrespect that has been shown, like they've said, from the ANC, and they're hoping that this time around on Tuesday that the party can come with its top delegation, and of course including the Treasurer General Paul Mashatile, to resolve this matter and ensure that it's put to bed once and for all.
Pule, can we expect the NEC to come out and address these protesting ANC staff members today?
Well, definitely. That should be one of the issues that should actually be spoken about. In fact, what we understand is that on the agenda, they will be speaking about the mayoral candidate framework as well. They will be speaking about coalitions. That's up in the agenda. But most importantly, there is no moving forward if the staff morale of the party is this extremely low. In fact, this is an urgent matter they need to look into. And we understand that now that this matter has been tabled before the National Working Committee this morning, hopefully there can be some sort of progression that's advancing forward. You remember that previously, about 2 months ago, in an ANC staff group meeting, we have been preview of seeing some of those screenshots where workers are trying to, WhatsApp screenshots where workers are trying to find a way as to how can they go forward. Now, one thing for sure we do understand is that the likes of suspended ANC members such as Carl Niehaus have made it quite clear that they will be taking this matter forward as well. In terms of litigation, they've been releasing some of those press statements as to saying they are pledging their solidarity for these disgruntled ANC staff workers. So it's an issue that has also caused internal feud within the party, and members are of the view that the national leadership of the ANC has taken this matter very lightly, because they are saying that they assisted them during the local government elections without being paid, and now this is an issue that still hasn't been resolved, which is quite problematic. So it will be interesting to see what will be coming out of the NEC meeting today. We're hoping it can be resolved by today, because we were told that they would try to actually press to get that press briefing with us today later on to address some of these issues. I'm just going to try and go up a bit and try to speak to one of the staff representatives. I'm just going to try grab him really quickly just to get an insight as to if whether there's a way forward from this meeting that has been held. Just going to try and go to him and see if he can give us a bit of comment after having received that word from Nomvula Mkonyane. Just going to try and speak to him, Manja. Mr. Kwan. Kwan, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Quick one, I know you've been busy, but you've been addressed by Nomvula Mkonyane. She says there's progress and that there will be a meeting on Tuesday, but you've raised a critical concern saying, what's new? You've had these meetings and you're still of the view that nothing has been resolved.
Look, we really appreciate the effort that the NEC members took because you have seen them, Comrade Nomvula, Comrade Takota, Comrade Pesane, and Comrade Colin and other comrades, who, out of their own conscience, decided that they will come and join our picket, and then later they took it upon themselves to go to the NWC and raise our issues and say, staff is outside, we are sitting here and we are not saying anything about their grievances. And they've done that. And as a result of that, the NWC took this matter as a face article. And in our view, this is one step forward. We appreciate the fact that for the first time, the NWC has dealt with our matter. Now, the conclusions that they've arrived at, that they are saying they will pay by the end of November, we take that because we can't say, no, it's not true. They will have to prove to us that they will be able to honor their own word, because that is what the NWC now, it's not only the TG, it's the TG having made this commitment to the NWC, which means if this is a lie, it will mean the entire NWC of the ANC would have lied to this stuff. And we don't believe that the NWC would do that. And that is why we accept the feedback that we are getting from them, and we'll go as members of staff, give them space, allow them to deal with whatever they are dealing with. By the end of November, if our salaries are not paid, if our demands are not met by the end of November, it will then mean that we must go back to the drawing board and see what we do. How do we elevate the situation that we find ourselves in to another level?
And they say this meeting on Tuesday, there's also been a report that's been spoken about. Are you aware about this report
yes,
as well? Yes,
there is a meeting between the leadership of staff, the staff representatives, the Treasurer General, the DSG, and the management.
And what's the way forward from here onwards?
Look, ours is that they have our memorandum. When they come to that meeting, they must come with a response to the full memorandum that we have given them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
There you go, Annalie, from Mr. Kwane, who is the staff representative of the ANC staffers as well, who has been administering, moving them forward, telling the national leadership of the ANC that this matter has to be resolved with immediate urgency. If you just heard there that it has now been tabled through to the NWC, and that this is an issue which they hope will be resolved by the end of November. As you can see, that's a union member from Nahamu now, and some of the staffers as well who've said that they've joined the union because they just couldn't take this any more likely as it's impacting their livelihoods.